Vamos a ver las tortugas. Vamos. ¿Ok? Mariposa. Mariposa. Tortugas. Lagartas. Mariposas. Mariposas. Oh, let's go. What is it? Oh, la lagarta se fue. ¿Dónde está esta lagarta? Tortuga. Tortuga. Tortugas. Oh, tortugas. Tortugas, tugas, tugas, tugas. Charles, man, you are killing it. We might have another fish going here. I'd be your sister, man. Both you two.
Go, cat. No, brother. I think I'm catching a big fish. Style, baby.
Woo!
Real stoke.
Hot rail.
Woo! Go, cat.
Go, nice shot with the gap. The one on board. Cat, way to go. Nice going. Yes, man, brother and sister. Cat, whoa, hang on there. And Chaka, beautiful. Nice going, you guys. How'd you like that to be your front yard? Get your fishing fix whenever you like. Friedman Adventures family member extraordinaire Rod Doobie is in Texas. And when Rod wants to have a catfish fry, it's not if they're gonna have a catfish fry, it's how many catfish do you want? Gotta love it.
Get out of bed and wake up the kids, 'cause you know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Fishing reports up and down the coast. Your Phil Friedman, your coffee-loving host. So much fishing intel, it feels like cheating when you tune into the morning briefing. Inshore, offshore, from the surf, bluefin, yellowtail, pod, surf, perch. They'll tell you where the fish are and what they're eating when you tune into the morning briefing. So give it a like and subscribe. Hit that bell to be notified of all the fishing content coming your way. Friedman Adventures is here to make your fishing day. It's a morning briefing. Morning briefing.
Hey, good Monday morning, everybody, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. Summer-like morning, the sun is shining. Some guys are fishing the surf down there, and there is so much that we need to get you caught up on, and we're going to do that right now. We'll cover Mexico. Of course, we're going to look to the north and see what's going on up there in San Francisco. They had a 4-day opener for their salmon, and it was absolutely phenomenal. There's been some white sea bass in the Channel Islands. What about our bluefin and our yellowfin, tuna, and Dorado? That's more intriguing than the numbers suggest. I'll tell you about that in a moment. And of course, we're going to cover everything in between. You know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Man, is that good or what? Boy, I got to tell you, I got a message from one of the grandpas of one of the guys that was in a wheelchair on that trip on the Dolphin here recently. I've been releasing a lot of shorts, and we released a full-length video on that very special trip where we had guys in wheelchairs catching yellowtail. Inspirational, watching how hard they worked to accomplish that feat, and also just giving me inspiration to get off my dead butt and get out and do more, because man, I'll tell you, that was a really special time. And getting a message from one of the grandpas of one of those men really meant so much to me. I've got to tell you, John, thank you so very much for taking the time to send that message. He mentioned that we were able to create memories for a lifetime. And man, that's my goal when I'm shooting video, to provide somebody out there with a memory of the great outdoors, in this case fishing, for a lifetime. Man, thank you so much for taking the time to do that. A couple of shout outs. Bill Hogan from Hogan's Fishing Tackle in Dana Point, California. Bill, you're number one. I got to come down and do a tour of your tackle shop really soon. Bill sent me a message. Really great guy. You should drop by there really soon. And also Daphne, our very own Daphne. It was her birthday yesterday, and she spent it by being on board the Redondo Special. Daphne, you're a special person. Hope you had a special day. Thank you so very much for sending me the great updates. And finally, we've got to turn our attention to the El Patron this morning, because there's a special guest star on there. That is J.D. Day. J.D., it is great to see you out with the dog. And of course, we send all our very best to your son, Lucky, who of course is our official greeter here in Surfside when we do our surf fishing events. Next one will be September the 27th. Hey, let's check this water temperature. Our scientific method says it's pretty darn warm. Man, it's not exactly calm today. It's not rough by any stretch of the imagination, but you're going to want to hear the weather update, because we'll have that and so much more for you all as we go along here today. Hit that like button, share these videos everywhere. Make sure you subscribe to the Freeman Adventures YouTube channel. Also, tick that rotten, filthy, disgusting, deplorable little bell, and you'll be notified when there is new content. And of course, you can follow us over there on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Man, can it get any more beautiful than it is? Let's go to Mexico. Cedros is cranking white sea bass right now. Yeah, there's still yellowtail there, but white sea bass fishing here the last few days has been phenomenal. It's been a great year at Cedros for other than yellowtail. What I mean to say is, you're still catching yellowtail, but the white sea bass and the halibut, calico bass are always biting there. But all those other species really have added to the spice of fishing Cedros this year. That is great to see. I mean, they put the hurt on the sea bass. Also catching yellowtail, also catching calico bass. Down there, San Quintin area, 140 miles down below the border, there's still yellowtail around town down there. Surface iron and yo-yo iron, plenty of rockfish, and a few white coastal sea bass also being taken. In Ensenada, we've got bluefin tuna, maybe not biting full speed and maybe mostly on the smaller side, but we're still catching them. And by small, I mean 10 to 40 pounds. There's nothing wrong with that. There's yellowtail not only on some of the kelp patties, but also at the Coronado Islands. Of course, Carlos Cortez out of Popotla likes to fish out there at the Coronado Islands, but he's also been jigging up plenty of bluefin tuna. Throwing those tuna riot poppers on those foamers is a great way to get a bite, and we'll be giving away 5 of those tonight, along with an Abbott reel worth $400 tonight live on Tackle Shop Confessions. Don't miss it. Get your tickets before it's too late. Chuck Zimmer from Z Custom Rods is standing by, waiting for your text or call right now, so make sure you take care of that. Back to Mexico. Also, some good yellowtail fishing there at the islands. We see them at Todos Santos Island, not every single day, but enough around to make it interesting. And down around Santo Tomas, plenty of rockfish, good calico bass fishing, and sand bass fishing still going on, should you want to focus on that. It is a gloriously beautiful morning, let me tell you. Long range, man, we got all kinds of guys out there. The cranker, Mike Krinkovich, said they had wide open yellowfin tuna fishing yesterday on board the Royal Polaris. Can't get any better, is what he told me. Recently, the taxman, Tim Marquez, He was down there at San Pablo Bay where the yellowtail action's been great, and he had great fishing. So we're happy to see that going on the Spirit of Adventure. And also down in that neck of the woods, we've had the XL and the Intrepid, both catching lots of yellowtail and yellowfin tuna. The wahoo bite's been off, but there's been a lot of Dorado also being taken. So really great fishing going on right now on the 8-day trips, 7-day trips out of San Diego. I don't know how I can get any better than it has been. It's been absolutely phenomenal. Let's talk about our bluefin tuna, yellowfin tuna, and that really kind of opens the door to a little bit of weather update. It's going to get very breezy. It's already a little breezy on the backside of San Clemente Island here right now, about 12 knots of breeze, which is not terrible, but it's going to blow up here about 2 this afternoon, and then it's going to stay that way for at least 24 hours, probably 48. We may get a little dip from time to time, but overall, it's going to be windy. I mean, very, very windy. And depending upon where you fish, it's going to just be a breezy week, and we're not supposed to have that in the fall here in Southern California. I guess it's still technically, chronologically, summertime, but you know, when we get this deep into summer, this is normally when we get some better weather. Fall is when we get our best weather, and that's why we have 2 charters in the fall. We are leaving September the 23rd on the Apollo. 2 spots open on that 2-day trip, and then we have a 2-day trip leaving Sunday, October the 5th, on board the Amigo. You want any information on that? 657-227-6459. The bluefin tuna bite has shown some signs of life, but it is still very dicey and hit and miss. It had been terrible, but now showing a little bit of a sign, and hopefully we're going to see more of that as we go along. Pacific Queen, 70 bluefin tuna for 23 guys on a 3-day trip. The Fortune had limits of bluefin tuna. A lot of it is that small grade BFT, 10 to 40 pounds. Once in a while you'll get a fish over 100. We certainly see them jumping out of the water, the bigger grade fish, but they've been reluctant to bite. The Amigo out of 22nd Street Landing was out on a 2-day trip. They had 15 on the bluefin tuna, and then they hit the islands for all kinds of other goodies, which is one benefit of having that fish up here near San Nicolas and San Clemente Island. So that definitely does provide us with other options should that bluefin tuna not want to bite. Now, let me turn our attention to that yellowfin tuna, Dorado, bluefin tuna that's down below the Coronado Islands. Some of the full day guys, even and by full day, I mean guys that leave in the morning, come back that very same evening. Some of the overnight guys have been fishing that. More guys are going to be on top of that because of that offshore weather. It's going to get real nasty, so we'll probably get in there. Overall, just scratching at it, just picking at it. We see the variety that we will see in San Diego in the fall. I'm talking about Dorado, yellowfin tuna, bluefin tuna, and more yellows on the kelps. That's what we get in the fall in San Diego. It's a beautiful time of the year. We're scratching at it right now, but as I told you on the lead-in, it is very misleading because I've talked to many of the boys who've been on this, and they're seeing it. There's a lot of it. It's just off the bite. Is it the full moon? It could very well be. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens when we pass through this full moon and get on the other side of it to see if some of those Dorado on the kelps, quite a bit of that, not tons, but quite a bit. Some of that yellowfin tuna gets back on the bite. I am very much looking forward to seeing what happens with regard to that. We'll keep our eyes on it. Grande ran on a lot of nice schools yesterday. Ended up with 7 bluefin tuna. If you're fishing that bluefin, number 2 circle hooks and 25-pound fluoro, you may want to bump that up a little bit. We'll keep our eyes on that for you very, very closely. The San Diego had 3 yellowfin tuna, but saw bluefin tuna all over the place. 10 to 100-pound fish. Yellowfin tuna, 10 to 20-pound fish. Really saw a lot of fish, and there's a lot of Dorado also being seen on the kelps. Hey, good morning. What's going on? You been on a trip lately?
I was out end of August.
Yeah, end of August. What'd you do?
August on the Independence. Very slow fishing for the first 2 days.
Yeah.
And then, man, we pulled a rabbit out of our hat. Last day we came up, I can't remember where we were fishing, but we came up and we put about 60 bluefin on the trip.
Love it. All right, you pulled it off.
Yeah, man, have a great day.
Great to see you. Take care, my friend. All right, there you go. A fish report, even though he was on the Independence at the end of August. It's great to see so many wonderful fishermen here on the beach, and he is one of those people. So really good stuff. All right, back to that bite. Down below San Diego, that Yellowfin Dorado area looking very promising. It's not producing all that much right now, but we're hopeful that it's going to kick into gear. By the way, our dear friend Jeff Lingle was fishing about 200 miles down below the border. Took his yacht down there on a 3.5-day trip with 7 anglers. They ended up with 7 bluefin tuna down there. Most of those fish on the kite, 140-pounder, 125-pounder, 122-pounder. They also had 13 yellowfin tuna. 8 Dorado went in on the beach and caught 3 white sea bass and a couple of halibut. Sounds like Jeff's going to take some well-deserved time off, so we may not have him with us on the water, but hey, you can catch him right here. Normally when these shows premiere, Jeff is right here in the live chat, and you can ask him a question anytime you like. Thanks again, Jeff. Good fishing to you. Let's talk islands. Coronado Islands, Mission Bell yesterday, 31 on the Yellowtail. I love the Coronado Islands right now. You see a little bit of bluefin jumping out of the water from time to time. Those yellows are being taken on a flyline sardine, 25-pound, 30-pound. Is working perfectly, fluorocarbon, really good hot bait. As we indicate to you all the time, it's so very important to do that. And also, we continue to see good calico bass fishing. Want to load up on the whitefish? You can certainly do that also. So some guys are fishing the islands, some guys are offshore. They're kind of in between. Hard to make a decision right now. We'll see what happens. Thunderbird with great fishing at San Clemente Island on the calico bass. Guys out there picking a few yellowtail, not all that much, but certainly there's the opportunity for nice goats, big sheephead, whitefish, and excellent calico bass fishing. I mentioned the JDs on the El Patron as they head over to Catalina Island out of Long Beach sport fishing this morning with the dog on deck doing his thing. I can't wait to hear how JD does today. They had a couple yellowtail yesterday on the El Patron at Catalina Island, a little bit of calico bass to go along with it. Nothing wrong with that. Up there in the Channel Islands, we had a little flurry of white sea bass the other day. The Mirage had 21, I think, white sea bass it was, but that really has come down. It's been mostly rockfish and lingcod, that kind of stuff. Nothing wrong with that. You're going to go home with lots of great eating fish. There is no doubt about that. And on board the Endeavor, on a 2-day trip, we had so many great friends out there. It was an Eddie Berrigan trip. Eddie puts together these great trips up there out of the Channel Islands. The Endeavor is one of his favorite boats. And of course, his daughter Bella was along for the ride. Our official model for Friedman Adventures Apparel. She is fantastic. And we continue to see really great fishing. Just check out all the bottom grabbers they had. They had a white sea bass or 2 on that trip, a halibut or 2, but mostly the bottom grabbers. The weather was up. It's a little bit windy on this trip, and it was also a situation where the conditions were not exactly straight. As usual, Tucker McCombs worked his fingers to the bone and really did a great job with regard to that. So we'll keep our eyes on that all for you very, very closely. Island Spirit has been catching copious amounts of rockfish. I think they're going to be able to get out on Wednesday on their halibut special, and they've been doing great. Last trip, 26 anglers, 22 halibut. Looks like a nice weather window to me. 805-676-3474, VenturaSportFishing.com. And you can get on board that great trip. Aloha Spirit had a yellowtail and a halibut and 100 calico bass. So there's some good bass fishing going on up there in that neck of the woods. We continue to watch the situation also for you up there. Avila Beach, Morro Bay, great rock fishing. And of course, tremendous salmon fishing for the 4 days that the season was open in San Francisco. Oh my God, big fish and lots of them. Limits were the rule for most of the boats over the course of those 4 days. It was fantastic. They're back to fishing stripers, halibut, rockfish, and there's even been some albacore offshore up there in that neck of the woods. All right, let's talk about our local bite, 1/2 and 3/4 day fishing. Let's talk about the daily double in San Diego. They had 3 yellowtail yesterday. New sea forceman catching yellowtail. There's yellows wandering around the local scene. Sometimes you'll pick a few, and other times you'll do quite well on that fly line sardine. Also surface iron and sometimes yo-yo iron can be very, very effective in that bite. So we'll continue to watch that for you very, very closely. Bass fishing out of Dana Wharf, not too bad. There's quite a bit of calico bass, a lot of shorts, occasional yellowtail up there in that neck of the woods. Also, that is really good to see. And yesterday on board the Native Son was our very own Nick Ramirez. Nick's out in the outdoors all the time, doing a great job. Sometimes he's up in the local mountains hiking, other times he's here fishing the beach. And yesterday he was on board the Native Son doing a great job. And I got to tell you, the Native Son on the local trips here out of San Pedro, California, they have been doing really, really well here recently. Yesterday was no exception, and Nick was all over it. Nick catching calico bass, halibut, and doing really great yesterday on board the Native Son. Nice trip with 11 flatfish. They released another 6 fish, so nice hit on the halibut. They had some bonito in there, some calico bass, enough calico bass where you should have a limit. And dropping down to 12-pound fluorocarbon and fishing a really good hot bait will help you accomplish that feat. So really great stuff going on there out there on the Redondo Special. Daphne celebrated her birthday. Fishing was a little slow, some whitefish, rockfish. Not much of a bass bite at all, but that didn't stop her from having a really special day and a really special time. We absolutely love that. Hey, is that guy sneaking up on me again? I love this guy, man. He's awesome. There he is. Uh-oh. I think he's got... Yeah, you forgot to tell me what?
Proud dad moment on that trip. I've got a 16-year-old daughter I've been taking since she was about 12.
Yeah.
Still a few young girls on the boat.
Yeah.
That kid hooked a big one at about 40, fought it for an hour, and a novice cast in front of her sawed it off.
Oh,
she went
man.
right back in the water, hooked an 80-pounder on 30, another hour, so 2 hours nonstop fighting. She got an 80-pounder on 30-pound test.
Wow. What's her name?
Sydney Rubio, man. So I was just real proud of her, and she had 2 little friends on the boat. They all kicked ass.
Oh, man. Thanks for making that
man.
happen.
Have
You
a
take
good one.
care. Thank you so much. That's what I'm talking about, getting kids out and enjoying this. What a great story. You never know what's going to happen down here on the beach. I absolutely love it. Back to Nick Ramirez. Good halibut fishing. Good calico bass fishing. There's bass up there in the Channel Islands. Also, we're picking away at that up there in that neck of the woods. Also, here in the Southern California surf, let me point you down to Big Fish Bait and Tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, California, right there on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. They've got all your surf fishing stuff, but they also have all the big game gear for bluefin, for marlin, for white sea bass, everything in between. You can pick it up there. They give away a free custom surf fishing rod every single month. All you got to do is buy their ruler and you're in. All right, we are picking away at the fish here in the surf. September 27th, 7 a.m. We're meeting down at that tower for a big morning. Don't forget that. We'll be there from 7 to 10 in the morning. I'll have more details as time goes by, but I just want you to mark that on your calendar. Just kind of picking at a few corvina and yellowfin, croaker, occasional small barb perch throughout this area. Huntington Beach, Dog Beach, right here at the tower. Here in Surfside, somebody caught a really nice big halibut here in the surf the other day, like a 20, 25-pound fish that they actually released. Pretty darn cool, if you ask me, up there around Long Beach. Few short halibut. Up there in the Santa Monica Bay is where we've had great corvina fishing, and it's continuing pretty darn good. Out there around the Topaz Rock Jetty, some yellowfin croaker mixed in with it when you can get away from the kelp. It's been darn good fishing in El Segundo and up there around El Porto between the Manhattan Beach and Hermosa Beach Pier. It's also been good. And again, this water feels so nice. Is it possible? Can we see a corvina? Can we see something here in the surf? Do you think that's possible? Probably not. You know, I'll probably step on a frickin' round stingray. I guess that'd be pretty good too. All right, anyway, right here in this depth of water, you can see where I'm at. That's where these corvina are, man. They are up here in the shallows. That is always a lot of fun. Big raffle tonight. Chuck Zimmer is standing by. He's back in from the El Dorado, and he's awaiting your call and or text. We're giving away a lot of great stuff. You can get tickets also by coming to 22nd Street Landing between the hours of 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. I'll be in the studio. What do we call it? I'll be in the studio. And you're welcome to stick your head in anytime you see our doors open there at 22nd Street Landing. Make sure you say hi. It would be my honor to say hello to all of you. And then also over there at Island Fishing Tackle, you can get those tickets in person from about 5 p.m. till about 7 p.m. here this evening. So if you want to do it that way, you can, or you can just send Chuck a text and he'll get back to you, and you can take care of that with Zelle or Venmo. All right, my friends, 2 live shows, 4 p.m. The Danny Cadota Show. That's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to do that. 4 p.m. live from 22nd Street Landing. And then Tackle Shop Confessions, where we're going to draw that ticket. Buenos dias, hermano. There's my buddy Valentino. Super great guy. And then 6 p.m. we'll draw that raffle ticket live tonight. Few raffle tickets because we're giving away several items, including a $400 Avid reel. All right, my friends, have a great one. Take care. And I hope to see you really, really soon.